Alright guys, Sean with the King's Courtyard Lawn Care Service. Back at this property again. Just want to show you the finished results. That thing look good. She's been doing some planting. Tell you, this property keeps looking better and better every time I cut it. They still haven't got up that pile of wood yet. I just been adding to it. This property's done. On to the next one. Got one more for today. Alright guys, here's one of my favorite properties. It's all mowed and cut now. I'll show you the back real quick. I did the back a little differently this time. I don't know if you can tell from this angle, but I went diagonal this way, and I did that for a reason. I think it looks pretty nice too. This Hustler stripe's pretty good without a striping kit. I went this way first, back and forth, and then I turned it and went diagonal to kind of clean it up with all the excess grass that was on it. The reason why I did that was because I used to take care of this lady's property right here, and as you can see, it's pretty high. And I used to keep it up, I guess about 4 years ago now, and it used to look really good when I used to keep it up. Let's go look at the front real quick. And usually not one to say anything about stuff like this, but I think she can pretty much deserve it. But look at that. I used to keep all this up for her, and I would cut it the same time I would cut this lady's yard, and keep it up. Well, the story behind that is she didn't pay me for about three cuts, and this was before I implemented my pay before I cut thing policy, and she didn't pay me, and so for like 3 months she was talking about, well, how come you're not cutting my yard? How come you're not cutting my yard? I said, well, you owe me $90, and she didn't seem to understand because I was still cutting this lady's yard, and her yard was still looking good, and so she wound up just basically not paying me, and you know, that was the end of that. And this was before I knew any of that, and I used to edge up all that stuff for her, details, everything. She wanted me to weed it inside the flower bed, and I told her, I was like, that's going to be extra. She didn't want to pay extra for it. So but anyway, I know some of you guys are thinking, man, you should have got your money. And yeah, I should have, and probably thinking that you still can get your money. And that's true, I probably still can. But I just find it a little bit more satisfying to know that I can cut her neighbor's yard and make it look immaculate and point those stripes towards her yard. And her yard is looking terrible. She's had several guys that come cut it ever since, you know, I stopped mowing it, and she just can't keep a guy. So, you know, like you've seen, the yard is raggedy. Bushes ain't been trimmed in a while. Like I say, I don't normally talk about things like this, but I think this is a good topic for my keys here. For a lot of the younger people that's trying to start out, to implement some kind of pay before or card on file or something. That way you can get your money up front instead of then, you know, later on. So, and I should have known. She told me up front, she said that my son has a lawn care business, and he'd be too busy to come cut my yard. He's too busy to come cut my yard. And I understand, you know, that could happen, but also at the same time, she don't like to pay. So guys, kind of beware of that. Anytime people want to be kind of wary about paying you, especially up front, and that's how she was. She didn't want to pay me what I asked up front, and I told her that was my price. So she told me that she would go ahead and pay me. And after that, the first year was great. The second year was terrible. And so from then on, I just was like, look, I'm not going to cut your yard anymore until you pay me. And she didn't understand why her neighbor was getting cut and hurt, and she wasn't. And the reason why I told her, I said, your neighbor's been paying me. I mean, you haven't. So she wanted to pay like $20 here, $20 there. And I got fed up with it and told her I'm not cutting your yard anymore. It's just simple as that, guys. So anyway, as always, I'm going to head on in. Second yard after work today, so I'm going to head on in. As always, stay safe out there, guys, and keep grinding.